Morning, friends. Miss Shannon here. I am so sorry we are not together in person, but we will be back together in person soon. And I just wanted to hop on here and read our lesson for the day, which we are learning about Thomas and Mary. And so I am going to read that. And our lesson today is called A Glorious Sight. Gloriously, Jesus did not stay dead. On the third day, he rose. Jesus showed himself to many people over the course of the next few weeks. Jesus did this to show the reality of his resurrection from death. John's recitation of Mary's visit to the tomb is longer than any other Gospels and highlighted the testimony of a woman, a practice not well accepted during the time of John's writing. John showed Mary, a woman who had been miraculously changed by Jesus, wailing for Jesus since she could not find where his body had been taken. Mary, alone at the tomb, was distraught when two angels asked why she was crying. Answering the angels, Mary turned to see Jesus. Jesus called Mary's name, and instantly she recognized him. Mary's tears of sadness likely turned to tears of utter joy. Mary responded by grasping onto Jesus. He told her not to cling to him since he had not yet been glorified. The significance or importance of Jesus' appearance first to a woman gives assurance that the message of the gospel is for all people. John's treatment of Mary's visit shows that when confronted with the risen Savior, all who believe can come to him. On the same day at his resurrection, Jesus appeared also to the apostles who had gathered behind closed doors in fear of the Jews. Peter and John had returned from the empty tomb, and all were present except for Thomas. Jesus appeared, and the disciples were amazed as he showed them his hands and feet. When the disciples reported to Thomas what they had seen, Thomas wasn't sure what to believe. Demanding visible proof of the event, a few days later, Jesus appeared again and gave Thomas the proof he desired. Thomas knew the truth. Thomas acknowledged Jesus as Lord and Savior. John closed this chapter by setting forth his purpose statement for writing, so that those who believe can have life in Jesus. Jesus is alive and has conquered sin and death. So, the main point of our lesson today is that Jesus is alive. And I know that sometimes in times of trouble or in scary times, it's hard to believe. And my mom always tells me, you can doubt your beliefs, just never believe your doubts. So it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be worried. It's okay to sometimes have doubts because we all do. But you know who gets us through those doubts? Jesus. And we should never believe those doubts because he is alive and he is faithful and he is sovereign. And he will get us through anything and everything. And we must always cling to him.